Yo, what is going on, Miami Hurricanes fans? Boy, oh boy. Oh, baby. Get your popcorn ready because we have a juicy, over the top, rowdy, wild call-in stream tonight. Welcome to the first ever, what I'm going to call, okay? This is what I'm going to call it, guys. The Miami Hurricanes Drama Llama show. So what exactly does that mean? Well, what we're going to do is anytime during one of these streams you see the Drama Llama present, this guy right here, bottom right hand corner of your screen, check him out, the Drama Llama. Anytime you see this guy present, that means that there is no holding back. It's time to get everything off of your chest, be blunt, and we can argue, we can disagree, we can let it all out. And that's going to be the point of these streams. It's going to be all drama. It's going to be things that, not necessarily all bad, but things that, spark a discussion, very highly debated topics. And it's all going to be about the Miami Hurricanes. And of course, what makes the most sense for the very first ever Drama Llama show? The turnover chain, man. Of course. And that's what this show is going to be dedicated to. But we also have a little bit of news or potential story sources, whatever you want to call it, that Georgia is attempting to poach one of our coaches. Yes, Georgia. They're coming for him hard potentially, and we're going to discuss that tonight as well. Now, I got to give a shout out to my man, David, 30 months in the Canes fam. David, let me know, how does it feel to be a member of the Canes fam for 30 months? It changes your life, right? David, appreciate the love and the support, man. He came through with the Coop. Appreciate the love, David. We got Kyle in the building. We got Hype Central. We got DJ. We got Chris Brown. We'll talk about who. Georgia is trying to poach one of our coaches 100%, and we're going to discuss it tonight. We got Fontaine in the building. Where's Crip? Where's my man Crip at? I know he's up in here. We got Scott Noble, Bidu Miami, Al Johnson, T. Harper, Skrilla. Let's go, man. Traveling Fools, I appreciate you guys being here. I haven't streamed on this channel in probably 2 months. So where have I been? I injured my shoulder. I got sick. Just a bunch of life stuff getting in the way, guys. So that's why I kind of took a step back from the live streaming. We've still been pumping out videos. I've just not been going live. And I miss it. I miss being able to talk one-on-one with you guys because I enjoy the streams a lot more than the videos. It's a lot more fun, I think. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who's here hanging out on a Tuesday night at 9 p.m. to discuss Miami Hurricanes and hang out with the family. And I also want to thank everyone who's watching this after it uploads. I appreciate you guys coming back and watching the video. I think this one's going to be heated. And at the same time, though, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. One quick disclaimer about these streams, about the Drama Llama live streams, keep in mind that even when we argue, it's all out of love for the University of Miami. So let's keep these talks about football, no personal insults, and let's walk away from each discussion showing respect for each other. Can we do that? Can we agree on that? Is that cool? What's going on, dude? We got Brent Jones, Landon, Carlos, Daryl. We're letting everybody pile in. Everybody pile up. Get your drinks. Oh, baby. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to call in. I want you to call in and tell me why getting rid of the turnover chain was a bad idea, because I don't think that it was a bad idea. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get into this. I'm too heated. I'm ready to argue with some of you guys on the phone. So put it on. Hold up. Go ahead and put that number in the phone because I'm ready to argue. I'm ready to go all in tonight. Cypher says, stay away from the coach Troy Walters. Hey, man, I don't know, Cypher. I think he's somebody maybe that Mario reaches out to and at least kind of gauges some interest. I think before we get into the turnover chain talk, guys, that we are going to have an update on the OC and DC situation by the end of the week. I do think that there's some rumblings. I think that there's some moves being made. And I think that there might be some sort of something happening towards the end of the week, but we'll find out for sure, of course, when it gets here. What's up, WA? We got Nick 305 Canes. I found other channels because of you being gone. The Scoop is on now, live with future recruits. Yeah, Paul Scoop on the U, Chris Brown, is a good channel. Yeah, man. Love that dude. Bump the turnover chain. We need wins to get recruits. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Are you guys upset about the turnover chain being taken away? Can you just give me a yes or no before we get into the details? Yes, if you're upset about it. No, if it does not matter to you. If it doesn't bother you that it's gone. Just a simple yes or no to kick off this stream. Let me gauge the community real quick. We got 100 people in here already. Let me gauge you guys and see where we stand. Yes or no? You don't have to give details yet. We're going to talk about that tonight throughout the stream. I just need a simple yes or no. If it bothers you at all, if you're upset, are you going to lose sleep over it tonight? Because there are Canes fans that are. There are Canes fans that care more about the turnover chain than the team or winning.
This is what it takes to wear the U.
There are.
On the side of your helmet.
We needed a change in culture. This is good.
I agree, Hype Central. I agree, man. Thank you for the $1.99, bro. I'm going to go ahead and sit you atop your throne while we see what the masses have to say. I'm seeing, but see, we're split. We're split. I had a lot of people tell me, Coop, what do you mean? The Miami fans aren't that upset about this. Yes, they are. The Miami Hurricanes fans are up in arms, and to be honest, there are Canes fans that have already turned their back on Mario Cristobal and this coaching staff over getting rid of the turnover chains and touchdown rings. But nobody cared about the touchdown rings, right? All anybody cared about was the turnover chain. There are literally fans that are starting petitions up to bring the turnover chain back. They care that much about it. Okay, Fragrance Place says glad it's gone. Carlos said nope. Doodoo says no. Nick 305, no. There's some yeses though. Cuban Kane says yes. John Shields, no. Russell Harrison, no. Traveling Fool says no. I'm an adult. We know better than that, Traveling Fools. Sammy says yes. Kyle says no. Okay. So let's talk it out for a minute before we open up the phone line. I, myself, personally, am not even 1% upset about this. Would I have been okay with retaining the turnover chain? Sure.
This is what
I would have had no problems with keeping it.
To wear the U.
It would have been fine.
On the side of your helmet.
People are mistaking me being okay with it with assuming that Coach Coop was petitioning to get rid of it. Or that I was, showing up at the University of Miami with a sign and rioting saying, get rid of the turnover chain, down with the turnover props. Guys, that wasn't me. I was perfectly fine if we kept it, but at the same time, I was perfectly okay if they decided to get rid of it. Think about this, guys. We had the turnover chain for 5 years. Did you really think that we were going to keep it forever? Did you think that that was going to be something that was a part of the Miami Hurricanes for eternity from now on? Absolutely not. I knew that from the very first year we had it, that it wasn't going to be here forever. I think that 5 years was really enough, especially when you consider the fact that we're basically rebuilding from the ground up. We brought in a whole new coaching staff, and that was part of the old staff, But let's dive a little bit deeper. Daniel Reagan with the big fat 20. My man Daniel, I've been MIA from the live streams, bro. You don't have to show me that much love. Appreciate you. Let me sit you atop your throne. So what I want to talk about is some of the reasons why I think that Canes fans are upset about the turnover chain. And I want you, now that we're a little bit deeper into this conversation, I want you to tell me, those of you that said you're upset about it, I want you to tell me why you are. Put some meat on the bone. Give me a little bit of substance there. Why is it that you're mad about it? LSU Dream Team, what's up? Let me know why you're mad. Here's my list of reasons. Number one, I feel like that a lot of Canes fans think that the coaching staff is blaming the turnover chain. That the coaching staff is saying the turnover chain was contributing to our losses, to us not performing well, so we're canning it. We're getting rid of it. We're pulling the plug. And here's the thing. None of the coaching staff said that. Show me where Mario Cristobal said that. Show me where Maryville said that. None of them mentioned it being a problem. No one is even saying that it was a problem. What they are saying is that with a brand new coaching staff coming in, with us trying to rebuild and reset the culture here, they felt like that there was too much emphasis put on it. Not that it was a problem. It wasn't creating any type of issue. All it did was create hype and excitement. However, there was just a little too much emphasis on it. We're wanting to focus on hard work and winning. Football, championships, trophies. Could you have both? Sure, you could have both. But the problem is we didn't have both. We only had the chain, the touchdown rings. We didn't have those plus the winning. So I don't blame them for wanting to kind of take away those things so we can kind of shift our focus, our emphasis to hard work and winning. I don't see the issue there. Hurts recruiting. We'll talk about it, Landon. We'll talk about it. Another one of the reasons is, let's just be blunt. Some Miami fans are salty.
To where to you?
Hear me out. It's not all of you, but hear me out. Some Miami fans are salty because they have these. They own turnover chains, right? You spent your hard-earned money on these things. You've got the shirts. You've got the merch, right? What are you supposed to do with it now? You spent your money on this stuff, and now it's irrelevant. It's not even a thing anymore. Here's the deal. Who's to say you can't put on the bling still when you roll up to Hard Rock Stadium? You can still rock the jewelry. There's no problem with that. It was still part of our history. So there's nothing wrong with still rocking it. They're not gonna play the Solo D song over the speakers when we get a turnover. They're not gonna whip out the chain, but you can still rock the jewelry. It don't matter. You can still wear it. I get it doesn't carry as much weight, guys, but I'm just saying you can still wear it. You still wear shirts with Sebastian smoking the pipe, do you not? Does Sebastian still smoke the pipe? Is that still part of the logo? It's not, but you still wear it. It was a part of our history. It helped shape us to become who we are today. Willie Dixon, thank you for the 2, man. Appreciate the love. Another reason why I think that Miami fans are upset about removing the turnover chain, keep giving me your reasons. I'm seeing them. Is they feel almost like Mario has come in and he's taking away our swag, right? It's almost like fans believe that he came in, he sat the athletes down, the players, and he was like, you know what, guys? I'm taking that away from you. And he came in and he's just being this mean guy. And it's like taking a lollipop from a child, right? He's punishing them. He's scalding them. He's taking it away. We weren't playing good football. So you know what? We're taking something from the players. That's not what he was doing. Do you guys understand that they actually discussed this with the players? Do you guys know that? This was not a decision where Mario Cristobal and the coaching staff got together and they said, okay, what can we take away from these players? Okay, yeah, let's take the turnover chain away. Yeah, that'll really punish them. Guys, they spoke with the players. Don't let anybody tell you differently. And here's the thing. I saw someone in this chat say, yeah, but Coop, not all the players agreed. Well, of course not. How many players do we have? 50? 60? Not everybody is going to be on the same page, just like we're not all going to be on the same page. But you have to go with the majority. The majority of the players and the coaching staff agreed that it's, probably best. It's time to move on. Let's shift our focus. Hard work, winning. Again, I see no issue with that. Another reason why I think Canes fans are upset about the turnover chain. I could go on and on, guys. Look at here. Look here. I got a whole list, bro. I could go all night. But we're going to let you call in. Hold on, a few more minutes. Another reason I think Canes fans are really upset about this is because Miami started this trend, right? Maybe Alabama had the turnover belt thing. I don't know. There's a debate about that. But it wasn't cool until we did it. Until we were rocking the Cuban links, right? We went over the top. 6 figures. Now everyone else is doing it, and we decided to stop doing it. That seems counterproductive, right? It's still got momentum. Recruits are still excited about it, and now we stopped doing it. But here's the thing. Since when did we care about what anyone else is doing? Since when did we care, guys? Us as fans or players or the University of Miami football team. Since when did we care what anyone else is doing? Oh, wait. You say Coop. Alabama has a new chain. You're right. Here, let me show you. They do. Have you guys seen this? The new Bama Boys chain. Look at this. Look at the recruits at Alabama the other day. Is there music on this? No. Look at that. What is that thing? Bama Boys. With their A in it. I guess this is the state of Alabama. Look at that thing. It's icy, right? I get it. They dig it. They like it. But here's the thing. As I just said, why do we care what they're doing? We have an opportunity here to set a new standard, to make our own path, create hype for something new, right? We made the turnover chain. You know what? We can make something else. Let me ask you this, okay? Coop, everybody else is doing it. Why did we stop doing it? If everybody else is jumping off of a bridge, are you going to do it just because they're doing it? Kind of a bad analogy, right? We're comparing turnover props to jumping off of a bridge, but just seriously. Seriously. We don't go with the crowd. That's not Miami. That's not what we do. Now here, see, let's address this. No holds barred tonight, guys. This is the drama. You see that, the drama llama? Speak your mind. How does the chain hurt us, Coop? Good question. It doesn't. And that's the argument that I'm making, even though this sounds opposite. I know that some people are going to struggle to grasp this. The turnover chain could have stayed and it would have been just fine. But also it leaving is just fine. It didn't hurt us. But the thing is the coaching staff is trying to say, let's shift our focus. Let's take away that emphasis on the chain and let's focus on football for now. You guys also know that it doesn't mean that it's gone forever. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. We are shifting our focus. And the primary thing we are working on here is another ring, another trophy. The chain, you're right, Chris Brown. The chain doesn't define us. We could have kept it, but it's fine if we didn't. It's not that. It's honestly, guys, here's the thing. At the end of the day, this is getting blown way out of proportion. Have you guys seen the arguments on social media? As I said, there are Canes fans I firmly believe right now care more about the turnover chain than they care about the football team. Seriously. So you're saying that we weren't focused because of the turnover chain? Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying, that you're twisting my words. The turnover chain did not affect if we won or lost games, guys. It had zero effect. It's a prop. But what I'm saying is there was a lot of emphasis put on it. It wasn't a distraction. No, I didn't say that. Nobody else said that. Maybe some other fans said that, but nobody else said that. I'm just saying that it's an extra layer, something else. And right now, all we want to focus on is getting back to basics and fundamentals, hard work, and winning football games. And I just don't understand what the problem is. Tell me where the problem is. Tell me that I'm wrong for agreeing with getting rid of the turnover chain. I'm ready to argue tonight. Tell me why. Bro, let me show you Twitter. Look at this. Look at this. So Caneville tweeted. You guys are familiar with Caneville, right? Let me zoom it in a little bit more. Maybe you guys can see that. So they said, hey, there's a rumor that the turnover chain is gone. Is it a good decision or a bad one? You guys know Alonzo Highsmith, right? If you don't know who Alonzo Highsmith is, then I don't even know what you're doing in here. You know what he responded with? Goodbye. So then at that point, Canes fans proceeded to rip Alonzo Highsmith a new one. You know what he comes back and says? Obviously, you haven't been around a winning culture or championship team. Winners focus on winning, not props and gimmicks. Now see, as I said, if they did stay, it was fine. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't determine if we win or lose the game at the end of the day. Some even view it as extra motivation, and yes, I do believe it accomplished that. However, we'll be just fine without it. Guys, I hate to break it to you, but it's not the end of the world. It's not. There was a time, guys, that we did not have a turnover chain. There was a time in the past that we didn't have touchdown rings. We have won championships without them. And we'll be okay without them. We don't need a turnover chain. Don't believe that Mario hype train. But see, that's the thing. So Canes fans are turning their back on Mario Cristobal and this staff over this decision. And what I think is funny is that a lot of Canes fans have now said there's more pressure on Mario Cristobal to perform since he took this away. In my opinion, the pressure to perform is the same. The expectation is national championship. So why would that change or there be more pressure on him just because he took away the turnover chain? Guys, that makes no sense. That sounds stupid. We liked the turnover chain. But see, that's what I'm saying. We like it, but we don't need it. We don't have to have it. Right? Let me see what you guys have to say before we get the phone line opened up. Hold on. Let me see what you guys have to say. It's fitting that we started the trend and now we're ending it. I agree, Roy. That's what I'm saying. We are the ones who set the standard with that. Now we said, all right, we're just going to take care of business at this point. Y'all do your thing. You know what I mean? How about a turnover puma? He sits in a cage by the sideline, and they get to pet him after a turnover. I like it. I like it, Cypher. I'm down. Let's see. Oregon had a chain, so Mario isn't against props. You know, I was going to ask you guys that. Oregon did have a chain, didn't they? Wasn't it like a, what's that toolboxes are made out of? That steel plating? Didn't they have one that was an O that had that? I honestly, I don't remember for sure. Somebody fill me in the chat. I can't remember. We are going back to Butch Davis style coaching now. And hey, if it means winning championships, I'd rather do this than keep it. Sure, yeah, I agree, Kyle. I agree. And again, I'm not saying that the turnover chain makes a difference one way or another, wins or losses. It's just we're getting back to basics. It's as simple as that, and I see no reason to be upset about it. So, did Oregon have a turnover chain? Can somebody fill me in? Get home and achievement stickers? That's a good idea. I could actually get down with that, Victor. Every time you get a turnover or every time you get a sack, depending on your position, right? Receivers, you get a touchdown, something like that. You get like some kind of extra sticker. You build it up on your helmet. I've seen other teams doing that. Yeah. What was the other point I wanted to make before I opened up the phone line? I actually think that's it. I just wanted to also make the point that for people who argued that we should have kept it, but it was lame when we were down, 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns, and we would whip it out when we got an interception. So they thought that, hey, maybe what we should do is keep the turnover chain, but only break it out if we're winning. And in my opinion, that also sounds really stupid. Just think about it. So what are we going to do, guys? We're going to hire somebody who stands on the sideline, stands there with the chain, in its case, and he waits and says, okay, we're winning now, so all right, we can break it out. And then later in the game, we're losing, we get the turnover, and he sits on top of it, and he says, nope, we're not breaking it out because we're losing. Like, that's just stupid. Choose a side. One or the other. It's in, it's out. So at that point, just get rid of it. Don't make it some kind of game, some sort of balancing act. That just sounds stupid to me. Only the jeweler is upset it's gone. That man is big mad. Right? CF Canes fan, he's like, dang, what were they paying for those? 6 figures? Dude is like, bro, which I don't know if they were actually giving him money. I think he donated like the first one or something, right? We're going to talk about it, HGS Canes. Give me just a little bit longer, and we'll talk about McClendon and the Georgia stuff. I'm ready to argue. I'm ready to get you guys on the phone. I I want the people who are upset about it being gone to call in and argue with me and give me a solid reason why we had to keep it. Why you've turned your back on Mario Cristobal because he got rid of it. I need those people to call in. Coaching was our problem, never was the chain. And I agree, Feldy. I agree 100% that the chain had no impact. However, I still stand behind getting rid of it if that's what the coaching staff wants to do, especially since they did speak with the players and the majority said, let's move on. 100%. So again, it wouldn't have hurt us one way or another. But I'm just saying that I'm riding with this coaching staff and I support any decisions that they make. So many people were, what guys, a couple months ago, back in November, getting Mario Cristobal was impossible. He was on everyone's dream list. Now we get him. He meets with the players. They decide to get rid of a turnover prop, and now y'all are turning your backs on him? Let the man work. We don't even know what this season is going to look like. I can guarantee you, if Miami wins an ACC championship this year, which I'm not saying, I'm not predicting. Listen, we got a long way to go, okay? If Miami was to come out and win an ACC championship at the very minimum this season, do you think that anyone is even going to mention a turnover chain? Do you think that while the players are holding up the trophy for the conference championship, that we're going to be sitting at home and we're going to be like, gosh darn it, we should have had that turnover chain? Wow, man, we finally won an ACC championship, but without that turnover chain, it just doesn't mean as much to me. You're conflating this decision with turning your back on Cristobal. I'm going off of posts from people that I have seen on Twitter. Miami Hurricanes fans that are literally saying, screw Mario Cristobal. It's not the majority. So again, don't take this as it's everyone. The community, the fan base is split. Some people are taking it to the extreme. Others are saying, whatever. But there are people that are saying, screw Mario. He really messed up. I'm telling you, it's out there. Are you going to get rid of the turnover chain emoji? Yes. Yeah, so, I mean, it wouldn't be a part of the streams anymore. Like, I literally, look, guys, I have a little soundboard down here. I did think, while it was active and while it was a thing, I love the turnover chain. I have literally the press of a button, guys. I can do this. Look at this.
Turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain.
We ate it up while it was a thing. But it's time to move on. All right? The discussion has jumped the shark. What does that mean? Jump the shark. I'm not following the lingo. I must not be hip enough. So let me get the phone lines opened up. 865-229-4131. Keep in mind that the drama llama is active. He is out. Check him out. Check him out. Which means that you are free to speak your mind, to let it all out. Do not hold back. Get it off of your chest and let's move on. Because I wanted to let you guys know that the reason I'm doing this is I wanted to fully discuss this. And then after tonight, I wanted to move on. Because this is not going to affect the outcome of this season. It doesn't determine if we win or lose. After tonight, we move on. Now, again, we could discuss the impact of recruiting. Because, yes, players love taking pictures, with the chain and the rings and all that stuff. But, again, it could be looked at as an added bonus, right? And I do agree there. I do agree. The recruits loved it. However, if that is the single determining factor in you choosing the University of Miami, you need to go somewhere else. Now, don't twist my words. It's okay to like it, and as I said, it did play a part in recruiting, and it had a positive impact in recruiting. However, if you were going to sign with Miami, and now that Mario Cristobal took away the turnover chain, you changed your mind, you're coming to Miami for the wrong reason. Am I right or am I wrong? A failed emoji? I would like that. Juicy. That's a good idea, Bidu. That's a good idea. Yep. How you doing, Coach? I'm doing good, Jordan. It feels good to be back, man. I'm liking the enthusiasm here, whether you are for it or against it. Because at the end of the day, we all just want what's best for the University of Miami. We want this football team to be successful. If you truly believed and felt like the turnover chain leaving is going to make a negative impact, then I want you to speak your mind. And it's okay that we can disagree. So I'm loving the enthusiasm. So let's get the phone line opened up. 865-229-4131. I want you to tell me if you are for or against getting rid of the turnover chain and why. If you're against it, I want you to tell me, Coop, you are dead wrong. This is going to impact us negatively because of this. And I'm ready to argue. I'm ready to talk about it. Let's keep the phone calls to like 5 minutes ish, so that way we can get as many in as possible. Also, really quick, if you will avert your eyes to the top left corner of your screen, I have a little meter. I'm trying to get 20,000 subscribers in 2022. Once that is accomplished, which we will accomplish it because the Canes fam is crazy, and I mean that in the best way possible, I will be doing some cash giveaways. Straight up, I'll pull out the prize wheel and you will win some cash just for hanging out. No joke. I'm not even playing. So, if, your baby mama, your cat, the cat down the street, if you want to hit the sub button, I would really, really appreciate it. So the phone line is officially opened up, and oh baby, I am ready to argue, guys. I'm ready. And please keep being active in the chat. What is going on? This is Texas A&M fan, I believe.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
All right, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm chilling, enjoying hanging out with the Canes fam and the college football family.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be interesting because obviously you're a Texas A&M fan. So this is going to be
have a lot to talk about, don't we?
This is going to be an outside perspective with the turnover chain. How does someone feel that's an Aggies fan about all of this? If you're on social media, you see the Miami Hurricanes fan base just going at it over this, back and forth. What's your initial impression over this? Do you think it was a bad idea for them to pull the plug on this?
No. I'm gonna say it like this: if the fans want to keep the turnover chain, you can, but the organization, they've got bigger fish to fry than a damn turnover chain. Okay, and if you don't like it, get over it.
Fair, yeah. As I said, there is nothing stopping fans from rocking the chains at games and stuff. I mean, you still can. It was a part. It was a part of our history. It set a trend. So.
Right. And I can't blame those people that want to rock it. But you got to understand, the organization is in a completely different space now than they were, when you had it. It's time for a change. It's 2022. It's not, whatever that was evolved. It's, now it's completely different.
And it is, I do find it funny that, we're having this conversation mostly so we can put it to rest and we can be done with it. But it is kind of funny because we're sitting here arguing about something that is already decided, right? As you were just kind of reiterating, like, it's already done, guys. So we can sit here and for people who want to keep it, we can sit here and scream and argue and yell as much as we want. But it for the most part, it's pretty much a done deal. So I highly doubt that due to pushback from fans that they're going to be like, you know what, we messed up, we're going to go ahead and bring it back. Because what this coaching staff is going to be worried about, yes, fans are a part of it, obviously, but they're working on getting everything set up, filling out this staff, and getting these players ready, putting in the work, because they know that once the W's start rolling in, none of the other stuff is going to matter. Turnover chains and touchdown rings are going to be the last thing crossing your mind.
Right, which, what matters is the recruiting, which, you and I could probably go back and forth on that, because I'm not going to lie, I watched a couple of your videos, and I don't particularly agree with what you said.
That's
about,
okay.
About, Texas spending 25 or 30 million on, players and stuff like that. But, what really matters is the recruiting. These coaching staffs are not worried about I don't want to say what fans think, but they're not really worried about what the outside thinks.
Right.
If people really knew what was going on the inside, maybe they would have a better understanding but because people think they know what goes on the inside, they don't get it. And to be honest, not I'm not even a Miami fan, and I'm like, my God, can you just put it to rest already? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my thing is I once again, I'm very vocal about this. I do see the other side of the argument, and I would understand why there are some fans that are upset and do think that it's a bad idea. And I actually respect those people for standing up for what they believe in because they think it's what's best for Miami. And that's why people always find it a lot of times tough to argue with me because I'm like, yeah, I respect you. I see your side of it. And then usually people ignore me after that. It's just that in this scenario, again, that's why I kept saying that I don't think that it would have hurt us by keeping it. But I also, am okay with kind of switching up the emphasis and focusing on other things,
And speaking of that, I have a question for you. Where because I keep tabs with Texas A&M recruiting and stuff like that. Where did you hear about us spending 25 or 30 million? Because I'm gonna say this: if we were actually doing that, Jimbo Fisher would have been out the door a long time ago.
So, how deep do we want to get into this? Okay, how about this? I swear I'm not avoiding your question, but I think we should save this conversation potentially for another stream because we could go on for a while about this. And I think that there's another time and place to do this given the fact that Miami and Texas A&M are facing off next year and the fact that you call in on this channel and stuff, so we could kind of go back and forth. I think we should hold that for a little bit longer. I still stand behind the things that I've said, but we'll
I respect that. I don't agree with it, but I respect.
Fair.
You know what I mean? By no means do I agree with it. Now everybody has their opinion, yes, but it's. Like you said,
what do you guys think in the chat? What do you think about the Texas A&M with the recruiting class and the 30 million? Like, how do you guys feel? This is the Drama Llama show, so you're free to speak your mind. I'm just worried about going down a rabbit hole here when the focus tonight is the turnover chain, just so we can get it off our chest and done. Is honestly kind of what I'm getting at, but
right and. I did. I wanted to bring that up because, I know we're talking about a bunch of stuff, but it's, recruiting is a big
From a
big
VT
thing,
fan, I hope they bring back the lunch pail while keeping in-state recruits. Great hire, Miami. Go Hokies.
You there?
Yep. Sorry, I didn't hear if you can repeat that last part that you said.
No, I said I wanted to bring it up because recruiting is a big thing.
Right.
And I had seen your recent video on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't do that stuff. But I mean, if you want to, save that for the A&M call-in show, we can do that. I respect.
I actually do have one question for you as well, and I realized that I kind of evaded yours for the time being, but I'm not aware. Does Texas A&M have any type of turnover prop or anything like that?
No.
They don't? Okay. I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
No, and same with Oregon.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember. For some reason, I thought I recalled seeing them have like some kind of that was made out of like tread plate or something like that. But maybe I'm just imagining that, or I dreamed it, or maybe it was like a one-off or something. I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, we've never had a turnover thing like that. I will say, we have the whole locking our arms and swaying, but that's not really meant for like turnovers and stuff.
I got you. It's all right, man. I'm gonna rotate in and get as many in here as possible. If you have any closing statements or anything, I just wanted to kind of get a feel for if people agree or disagree with the turnover chain thing. And I think it's cool to hear it from someone who's not a Miami fan, just to kind of see what.
Right.
Yeah, don't take this as a negative label, but what an outsider would think on the situation.
And I will say, you know, I'm looking forward to playing you in 2022. I don't know when your next stream's gonna be, but you know, I look forward to that. And you know, Miami fans, you're a little bit delusional. I respect Chris Paul, but you're not ready to beat A&M yet. That's all I gotta say.
All right,
And then we'll leave it at that. And then I'll see you. I don't know when your next stream is, but I will call you again and we'll discuss more as to what we were talking about.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. So the trash talk has begun. I appreciate you calling in tonight, man.
No problem, man. You
All right.
have a good one. Thanks.
You too, bro.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so from a Texas A&M fan, he thinks it's a good call. It's not that big of a deal to get rid of the turnover chain. Let's get some Miami fans in here. Let's get somebody that disagrees with me in here. Let's see what they have to say. King Leo VT, thank you so much for the $5 donation, my friend. From a VT fan, I hope they bring back the lunch pail while keeping in-state recruits. Great hire for Miami. Go Hokies. Appreciate you, man. Yo. Who we got on the line tonight? Are you there?
Yo, yeah, I'm here.
What's up, man? I can hear you now. How you doing?
Oh, perfect. I'm good, and you? Let me turn the.
I'm doing pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'm here, bro.
So I need you to just right out of the gate, just tell me, do you think getting rid of the turnover chain was a bad idea? Am I wrong for being okay with this decision?
Well, I don't think you're wrong for being okay with the decision because it's subjective. So it means a grand total of nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Fair.
But for the fact that it means a grand total of nothing in the grand scheme of things, it just makes no sense to rock the boat on something that the overwhelming majority of fans were okay with. And
Now,
I feel like I've been a Canes fan since 1994, and I've been a season ticket holder that same year. My old boy went to school there. We've been like whole households Canes fans.
nice.
And never before have I seen more excitement around something than when the turnover chain was introduced. And that season in 2017, when we were smashing everybody until the Pitt game, everyone loved the turnover chain. Not an ill word was spoken of the turnover chain. Now, of course, when you're losing by 4 touchdowns and you're celebrating a turnover that was a make-believe turnover, of course it tarnishes that legacy. But overall, the turnover chain was really something that was really exciting around Miami football. Now, I'll agree with some points you made, which, yeah, if you're a kid coming to Miami for a turnover chain, which, these are 17-year-old kids, so maybe that actually happens.
It
But
could,
if you're
yeah.
coming over for that, if you're coming to Miami for that, you probably should look elsewhere. You're probably not as dedicated as you should be. But that was a tool that really only benefited Miami, and there's no real reason to get rid of it. But again, like I said, I agree that it looks silly when you're getting smashed and you're rocking it. But I think what they should do is when you're getting blown out and you score a touchdown, you just kind of hand the ball to the ref and go on. You don't really celebrate.
But now,
I mean, it should be the same thing.
how would you feel if, because I do think you're right. I feel like that if you were able to poll the majority of Miami Hurricanes fans all across the world, I would actually say, I can't give exact percentages here, but I would say the majority of fans would prefer to keep the turnover chain. I think that you're right, that, most fans loved it for obvious reasons, for multiple reasons. But would it change your mind at all if, most of the fans love it, right? Would it change your mind at all if you were to find out that the majority of the players were for getting rid of it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, because those are the people whose opinion matters the most.
Yeah, and I'm just putting it out there. I'm not even saying that. It was just a question. I just kind of wanted to feel it out and see how people felt about that.
Yeah, no. Listen, if the players weren't with it, then go ahead and get rid of it. If they came out and said that, I think that would actually change a lot of people's minds. If that was the basis for the decision making, but I don't really think it is. But the biggest problem I have with folks that are complaining about the chain is, and you've mentioned it a few times too, is them claiming that somehow it's a distraction or there's not emphasis on football by this prop. when there are programs, just the two programs that just played for the championship both have a prop, and they had it before we did, and it doesn't help. It doesn't distract them from playing football. There's no reduction on emphasis or developing talent based off of a prop.
Says yeah.
So why do people keep saying that?
My thing is, I think when it came to game time at this point in time, maybe in 2017 it was different. I mean, it did have a big impact, but I think we were to a point to where it didn't help or hurt us. Again, and I'm not talking about recruiting. We're talking about specifically game time scenarios. And again, I think so many people took my video, the last one that I did, and thought that I was – it's not that I'm pro getting rid of the turnover chain. It's that I was indifferent and would support whatever the staff and players wanted to do. That is my stance on it.
You made that clear. Like I said, just for me, it seems like an unnecessary thing to do for something that people like, because there's so many traditions that we develop. And
I mean,
let's be real.
I think that's kind of why Canes fans maybe are extra upset, is because they were expecting like an update on an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, and then out of left field, hey guys, we got rid of the turnover chain, and I think it pissed everybody off. They're like, wait a minute, we're looking for news on a hire, and you're just taking things away. What's happening? And I think everyone's just in shock or something.
Yeah, it's a big swing of emotion, especially from what your expectations are from what the reality is. But yeah, I was a fan of the turnover chain. If Cristobal gets rid of it, cool, man. Life goes on. I'll still rock my chain to the games.
I was about to ask you, you're gonna keep your turnover chain merch, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna throw it away?
Yeah.
I'm a Canes fan forever, so now it's here to stay. But the only problem I have is just folks talking about how it's a distraction and all that stuff. But I just can't see how that could be the case. I thought it was a prop that was cool. If you get rid of it, it's not the end of the world. It just seems like bad timing. But again, this is another point I like to make too. Is the only reason why people are, I think the 30 or 40% of people that don't like it now is because we've been bringing it out for 3 years of getting mashed now.
Yeah.
We're losing now. And so that changes your taste on everything. Like, I'm going to tell you, new uniforms that would come out. People would love the uniforms until we started losing in them.
Yeah, true.
And then they hate those uniforms.
People are terrified of those parlay uniforms. They freak out. Nobody wants us wearing uniforms that are made out of recycled trash.
Those smoke uniforms, when we went and got smashed by Louisville, people hated those. They loved it until the game, and then when the game was over, never wear it again.
Yep.
So I get it. We're a fickle fan base, and we're a real dedicated fan base, and we have strong emotions one way or the other. But
I mean,
I just think the turnover chain was something they could have kept.
Just being honest, a lot of people probably see it in a different light, but me personally, it shows how dedicated and into this that Miami fans are. The fact that, literally they were just kind of like, hey, we got rid of the turnover chain. That's it. And then they kind of expected to just move on. And now Canes fans are like rioting, and it's this huge ordeal, but it's because they're so passionate that Canes fans are into every little intricate detail with the program. So I see it as a good thing. Not that Canes fans are arguing, but we'll argue over anything. Let's just be honest. I just love how much Canes fans are into it, man.
How passionate, right? Yeah, listen, like you said, winning cures all. So if this will be a moot point if at the end of the season, they're either winning the division or playing for the conference title or somehow making it to the playoffs. No one will care about any of this stuff. So you're absolutely right there too. Yeah.
It's all right, man. I appreciate you calling in. Again, I respect the point of view. I get it. It makes sense.
I
can see that too. But appreciate you calling in, and have a good night, my friend.
You too, man. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. See, we can argue. I don't even know if you guys consider that arguing, because again, I typically try to look at the other person's point of view, put myself in their shoes, and I see the argument for keeping it. I do, but I still think it was the right decision to move on. I do. Dogs have the spike pads. Doesn't impact the game at all. Who cares? The chain is a hot topic. But see, the thing is, the coaching staff never said the reason they were getting rid of it is because they thought it was a distraction. They never said that. They just are saying we want to shift the focus and our priority just be on football and nothing else. And that people are saying, cool, read between the lines, but they didn't say that. They didn't say that it's a distraction. They didn't blame it for our record last season. None of them did that. A lot of Canes fans are assuming that that's what they're implying. And you know what happens when you assume, right? Nobody said that. We had 11 5-stars on campus this past weekend without the chain. You're right. You're right. None of them rocked the chain. I showed pictures. On my last video, I showed pictures of all the recruits. None of them were rocking the chain. You know what they were rocking? They had the championship rings on. They did have those. Did you guys notice that in the pictures? Most of the recruits were doing the 305. They were doing this, and then they had the 5 rings on their fingers. Does anyone remember the hammer we used to have? Yes. Where did that go? I think it just kind of faded, man. Hurricane Millie. I think they just kind of, it didn't take off, I guess. You know? All right, so guys, give me a call. The phone line is now officially open back up. I want some people, if you agree with it, you can just reiterate things that I'm saying and be like, yeah, Coop, I agree, yada, yada. But I want to get some people in here that want to argue with me. You want to try to prove me wrong and tell me, no, Coop, you're not going to convince me otherwise. It should have stayed. This is a bad move. I agree, but if you're losing and you get a turnover during the course of a game, fans and players are going to celebrate regardless. Yeah, see, the thing is when people want to argue, well, let's pull the chain out if we're only down by 14. Who decides where we draw that line? Because wasn't the point of it then supposed to be that it was a motivational thing? So think about in 2018 when we were down against FSU, when we had multiple turnovers. So then we wouldn't have pulled the chain out, but then we started coming back and we ended up winning that game. So where would you draw the line at? You see what I'm saying? Then things starts to get to a point to where it's like, why are we even fooling with all of this? It's so much extra work. Like, what, man, I think that's a bad idea. Or guys, if we go 6-0, we'll pull it out. Commit. You're in, you're out. What is going on? I know who we have on the line. This is LSU Dream Team for Life, correct?
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
What's up, man? I'm doing pretty darn good, actually. How about you?
That's good. I am good. Just calling to say what's up, man. What we got? What we got today?
Another outside perspective, then. So this is going to come from an LSU Tigers fan. Basically, what we're doing tonight is we're getting everything off of our chest about the turnover chain, which this is going to be an outside perspective. I know you're not a Canes fan, and then just moving on after tonight, because this has become a sore spot for Canes fans. People don't understand. I see people in the chat that are saying, Coop, I don't even understand why this is a big deal. Why are you focusing on this? There are people on Twitter that are getting into such intense arguments that I saw people dropping addresses and saying, hey, roll up, let's take care of this. And they're literally arguing over the turnover chain, guys. I'm not playing. And these are some hardcore fans, some people that I follow that I know love the Canes and are dedicated, ride or die, bleed orange and green. And they're out there saying, meet up with me, because they're arguing about if it was a bad idea to get rid of the turnover chain. And again, like I said, Canes fans are dedicated, so I get it. But at the same time, my mind is kind of blown because I actually didn't expect this big of a reaction. I did think that Canes fans would get a little upset because, that it's been our thing for the last 5 years. We started this huge trend, and it took off. There's all the merch and all the fans love it. But I did not expect, I truly did not expect this big of a reaction. I didn't. I felt like that most Canes fans were going to say, you know what? We trust Cristobal and this staff. Obviously, they wouldn't just pull it out from underneath the players without at least consulting them first and kind of getting their feedback and opinion. So you know what? We're going to ride with it, and let's go. Let's do this. I actually thought Canes fans would be a little more excited when they mentioned getting the focus back on football. I truly thought Canes fans were going to be like, let's go, man. Let's get that ACC championship. Let's, next couple of years, let's push for a playoff run. And instead, it's just everybody arguing and going for each other's head. So what about, we got an input from a Texas A&M fan. What about an LSU fan? Do you think it was dumb for the Canes to get rid of the turnover chain?
No, I don't think it's dumb. I think that it's the right move. I think this was a good hire by Miami. I think, well, think of it like this. A fan, if you have turnover chains, that's fine. For fans, I understand. But for the players, I think it's a distraction because, if I mean, it's a distraction on the field, and then I mean, if you just because you come out and wear it, it's great and all, but like you never know what can happen on the next play. You could throw an interception or you could fumble. I mean,
See, I just think I disagree. I don't think it's a distraction. I really don't.
Well, I mean, like for fans, they can, but like for the players on the field, I mean, I'm an LSU fan. I can't say that for you, but
no. And the thing is that I can respectfully argue. I kind of like the banter back and forth and going for both sides. I can see why people would think that. There was a portion of the fan base that actually believed there were times where maybe a player, instead of going for wrapping up, they were going for the big hit to try to dislodge the ball so they could rock the turnover chain to create a turnover versus, it's situational, right? Depending on how you should try to make the tackle. So many different variables go into play there. But there's a portion of the fan base that does believe it was a distraction because they were trying so hard to get the chain to get a turnover instead of a game-saving, tackle or something like that. But I disagree. I feel like the chain was, and this is coming from someone who's agreeing with getting rid of it, but I'm just saying that I don't think that thinking it was a distraction had anything to do with the reasoning on why they got rid of it. Because I don't think that most people see it as that. It was just an added bonus, just something that you got to throw on for 30 seconds and be on camera if you did, in fact, create a turnover. And that's why, because Jimmy Jam is saying Bama has the belt, UGA has the spikes, the lunch pail, but only the chain is a problem. Again, I don't think I don't think that they got rid of it because they thought it was a problem. And I realize that makes sense. You say, oh, okay, well, of course they think it's a problem, so they would get rid of it. I think they just said, let's move on and shift our focus. That doesn't mean that you think it was a problem. You felt like it ran its course. And you kind of want a fresh new start, new coaching staff, and they said, "All right, let's move on."
Yeah.
Right? I'm just shrugging my shoulders. I'm throwing my hands up. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Coop. As an LSU fan, I don't even know what we do. Honestly, I don't know I don't think we have any turnover props, but.
I don't think LSU does. I don't recall them pulling anything out.
What we do is called the Chinese Bandits, is what we do.
Oh,
and it's
gosh.
like a little, what it is, it's like a little, like if we do get a turnover, we do like our hands up, we'd be waving them up and down, kind of. That's what I think our turnover looks like. But.
I'm not going to lie, bro. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know, right? I mean, we got two different type of teams, and it's hard to explain. Like,
what?
I mean, we don't. Huh?
You said, yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
Oh, I know. You're the one that said Miami Hurricanes should be my second favorite team?
Yeah. I think so.
No, I don't know, Coop. I got to stick with LSU, but listen, man, I can't wait till you guys play Texas A&M because it's going to be a SEC matchup.
It's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to watching it. But you got to give me one thing. Who's going to win that game?
Ooh, I can't go against the Canes in that one, man. But it's a little too early to make an official prediction, right? But I will say I'm glad we're not playing them week one. Not with a new OC, new DC, all these different changes and whatnot. I am glad we're not playing them week one. I'll be straight up honest about that.
Mario's first time coming to Miami. Look, we're the same way with you guys. We just got a new coach too, and Brian Kelly. I can't blame you, man. We got a new coach too, and we're the same thing as you guys.
This is the Drama Llama stream, so people are supposed to be straight up and honest. Don't lie. Just be honest. Are you happy? Do you like Brian Kelly? All right, this is a Miami stream, but can I just get that real quick?
Yes, I like Brian Kelly.
Okay.
Have you seen his coaching resume?
I've seen a lot of things about Brian Kelly.
I I know it wasn't. I mean, Notre Dame fans don't like how he left, but I mean, hey, if he's a winning coach and he knows how to win, then heck, bring him here. I mean, if he can win, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. I just curious, man. So I appreciate you calling in, bro. I'm going to get a couple more people in here, see if we can find some Canes fans that disagree with me. I thought people were going to be calling in yelling at me, and it hasn't happened yet. So I was looking forward to it. I hyped myself up. I was over here doing jumping jacks and like getting excited and pumped up, chugging Mountain Dew, and nobody's calling in to argue with me. So, but
you better make a diss track for that A&M game, Coop. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see. We'll see if we can get up on SEC Network and ESPN again. We got a top last year.
All right, buddy.
So appreciate you, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, have a good
buddy.
one.
Take care. I'll call you back next time. You
Sounds
too.
good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, man, I had to give him a hard time about Brian Kelly because that dude's cracking me up. Did you guys see the recruit whenever they were dancing on the little pedestal thing and Brian Kelly was like getting down? You know what I'm saying? When he was dancing, I listen, I can't say anything because I've got that white boy dance too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't move and groove like, bro, so I can't sit here and knock him. But my good friend and fellow Canes fan, Jorn. How are you, my man?
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. Now, luckily, this is a guy, everyone in the chat, that's definitely going to yell at me. Me and Jorn, like, we fight all the time, and we argue, and me and him are about to go at it. I'm telling you.
Well, look, first off, Coach, look, I'm glad to see you doing better.
I appreciate that. Man, I feel like I have been sick for like 2 years. I'm not even playing, but I am happy to say I feel 100% right now.
Cool, and I'm also glad to see all the Canes family out there fellowshipping again. Okay, let me tell you about these Chinese bandits old dude was talking about.
What is that?
Well, it was like, I don't know, back in the 30s or 40s or 50s.
Oh, it's real.
Then. Yeah, it's real. They had their defense was pretty good, so they nicknamed themselves the Chinese Bandits. That's what that's all about.
What in the world? Like, I'm Googling Chinese Bandits, and
I think that's what it was.
What in the world am I looking at?
I think it was some defense they had or something like that. I don't know. Don't really care.
Do you guys in the chat know what this is?
But anyway, I don't want to get off. I don't want to be like that A&M guy and get off on a tangent here, but I just wanted to let you know on that. But anyway, about the chain situation.
Let's go. Tell me how you feel.
Well,
this is the Drama Llama stream, Jordan, so you just got to hit me with it.
Well, I mean, it was something new. It was fun. It was exciting. It was different. I think it ran its course. New coach, new system, etc. Now, the team and everybody, they voted not to continue the turnover chain, correct?
As far as I know, here's what I've been telling people, because I've seen a lot of others say we've not seen players speak out on this. You guys know, I don't say this to boast. I text back and forth with a few of the current players. It's maybe 5 to 7 players.
Right.
Excuse me. That's how I got Bubba Bolden on the show. It's how I got Headley on the show. In the past, it's how I got DJ Dallas, and we talked to Greg Rousseau and some other various different players. Listen, if you want in with the players, what you got to do, you got to play Call of Duty or Fortnite and be a YouTuber.
Right.
Because listen, we stay up late. I used to play COD with like Sheldrick Redwine and Jaquan Johnson back in the day and stuff like that. And we would hang out and play games and stuff. But I text with a few of the players, and from what I was told is that they did run it by the players, and the majority of them said, you know what, let's move on and do something different. And from what I was told, not every player agreed with that. But again, when you get a large group of people together, there's a very low chance that every single person is going to agree. So what you do, you go with the majority, and the majority of the players, I'll say this, not that they were all for it, but they were okay with it. They were fine. They said, let's move on. Let's do something else.
But anyway, I mean, I can live with it. I can live without it. You know, it is what it is. I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm just more pissed off they took away Sebastian's pipe. That's what we need to get up in arms
Yeah,
about.
man. I would love for that to come back. That would be sick.
But anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'm just glad to have you back. Glad to see you doing well. Glad to see all the Canes family out there. And come on, people, let's just chill out. It's a friggin' chain.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this. And then on my channel, just personally, it's not going to drop on Twitter or Facebook or the forums and stuff. But I'm dead serious. After tonight, I'm really not going to discuss it that much. I feel like there's at the end of the day, as you just said, it's a chain. It was cool. It was fun. But it's not going to change the fact that they've pulled the plug on it. So it's said and done. So why are people dwelling on it and attacking coaches and tagging them and players and all this different stuff? That's just crazy to me.
Right. And again, if people want to keep the chain and they have their opinion, that's cool. You know, if you don't want to, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
Yep, I agree. So, Jordan.
Well, anyway, look, it was good talking to you, Coach.
Yep, I appreciate you for calling in as always. Thank you for being here, man, because I know that, I've done videos on this channel, but the last time I streamed was, I think, the day that Mario Cristobal got hired, which has been a month or two.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so it had been a while. I know I've not been regularly streaming. Sometimes I log in and I'm like, I wonder if everybody disappeared and forgot about me, because I'll just, so many things are going on in my life and whatnot all the time. Everybody's busy though, right? Everybody's got something going on. So we got to get back to more regularly scheduled streams so people know when I'm going to be live so they can pop in, right? So we'll try to get back to being regular.
Yeah, well, look, you take care of yourself, and Canes family, y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you later, dude.
Sounds good. Appreciate you, Jordan.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Let's go. So that was my good friend, fellow Canes fan, Jordan Page. Let's see. Is there anybody in here that can call? Wholesome One, what's up, man? Chain's gone, and that's all good. Wholesome One, I'm trying to find somebody to argue with me because they're in the chat. There are plenty of people in the chat, Wholesome, that say, Coop, you're crazy. You're wild. We should have kept the chain. This was a mistake, and they won't. I need them to call in to argue with me. Wholesome, I went over. Listen, I got notes on notes on notes. I have plenty of reasons that can counter any argument, and I can tell you why this was the right decision. And I let them know, Wholesome. I know you saw my video. I let them know that I was not advocating and protesting and pushing to get rid of the chain, that if it stayed, and that was fine. But I'm just pushing and saying that if their decision was to get rid of it, I stand behind it. That's the point that I've been trying to make. People are trying to make me out, Wholesome, to be like this bad guy. This guy that, trust me, I had people on Twitter that would tag me and say, Coach Coop is lame as hell. He doesn't know nothing about swag. He doesn't know nothing about that South Florida culture, the bling bling and all this. It has nothing to do with that. I'm stating that I'm supporting this staff and these players in whatever the decision is that they make. And if they're gonna move on and focus on football, I am behind it 100%. That's what I'm saying. So, my man Eric, whoa. I said that totally wrong. Eric! What's up, man?
Cool.
All right, now, Eric, listen, guys. Eric Birch, this is going to be a guy, this guy made me a chain one time and sent it to me. So maybe Eric will argue with me a little bit. Let's find out. Eric, how you feeling about this?
Well, honestly, I caught the show midstream because for some reason I'm not getting any alerts of you getting on, or a lot of people getting on. So I'm what I'm gathering is that there's a lot of people that's upset that the turnover chain's gone. Yes,
yeah, and mostly I'm not seeing as much of it here in the chat. There's maybe, let's see, if we got 113 people in here, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20 people that are upset about it. But when you go on Twitter and Facebook and various different forums, like I said, there are people going at it, man. Like, it's bad. So there are Canes fans that are. It got to the point to where I understand if you want to make your point, and I get being a fan of it and wanting to keep it. But there are people that I was starting to question if they cared more about the turnover chain than they did the football team. I'm not even talking about winning games or any of that. I mean, literally, they just care more about the chain and the shirts and the merch and stuff, and they care about that more than the actual football team itself. It's wild.
I honestly don't see the big deal in it. I mean, yeah, it was cool and it was flashy, and I think that I don't know. I think it could be the new wave people versus the old school people.
That is interesting. You know, I never thought about that dynamic with all of this. Right? There's these. Is this the Canes fans that grew up in like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, or is this this is no disrespect. All Canes fans are family, but is it the newer generation that's getting upset over it? I did not think about this. Or if that even plays a part at all. I wonder.
I honestly think it does. I mean, because the old school Miami, they did all their talking on the field. They didn't need any flashy things. They just ran the ball down their throat.
And I actually had someone argue that with me because I made that same argument. I said, you know, back in the day, we didn't need it. So, you know, it's not a requirement to win games. You don't have to have a turnover chain. And the argument he said back to me was that, well, we did have, you know, the grills and the gold chains and all this stuff. And I said, yeah, sure, we did, you know, the swag, whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't an actual incentive during the game that was used. There's nothing wrong with rocking the gold chains and the jewelry and all that stuff. But it wasn't, as far as I know, there weren't any type of like turnover incentive type things or anything like that back then.
Yeah, all that gold chains and all that swagger and all the let's march out in military fatigue, all that was pre-game or post-game. It wasn't during the game.
Right.
So I think with this the new style now with the younger folks, and some of the older folks are, you know, riding that wave too.
Right. It's impossible to put everyone in a specific category.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was pretty embarrassing for me as a fan to be down 30 points, and then we get a turnover and they're all over there, you know, showboating, and I'm like,
right. I mean, if I was a corner for Miami and we're losing 42-0 and I get an interception, if they tried to hand me the chain, just to be honest, I'm not in that situation, so it's hard to say for sure, but I would probably walk right past the guy trying to hand me the chain and be sitting on the bench and getting ready for the next set of downs. Studying up and preparing. But that's just me personally.
Well, even when I played football, I was never, you know, got a touchdown and handed the ball to the ref and went back and got back in the huddle. You know,
no showboating, Eric. No dancing in the end zone.
No.
Hey,
we couldn't do it that good. But two, I wasn't that kind of person anyway.
I didn't dance when I scored touchdowns in high school because I couldn't dance. Everybody would have laughed. I just gave it a good old spike into the ground. You know, that was good enough.
I hear you. Yeah, nope, nothing flashed with me. I turned around, found a ref, handed the ball, and then go to the either the sideline or back in the huddle.
So you said then that you're kind of just kind of indifferent, right?
I'm really indifferent. I mean, it was a cool thing, but you know, I don't know. I'm not a flashy kind of person, so
fair.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was cool, you know, and I mean, I would own one. I mean, you know, have a collectible, but
yeah.
That's what it is, to be collectible. Or if I go to a game, you know. But,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean you got to throw all your shirts and your chains in the garbage all of a sudden.
Yeah, they'll spoil them out. I mean, that's for the fans, you know. don't get mad because the players ain't doing it. Buy one for yourself and you do it.
Yeah. So what do you think then about other teams? You know, I know we discussed this earlier in the stream, but I know you said you popped in a little late. How do you feel about, you know, other teams popping out new turnover props? Alabama revealed a big new Bama Boys chain that they have. That's the state of Alabama, and it has a big red A in it and has all kinds of jewels. I don't know if it's probably not diamonds, but whatever the heck it has on it.
Well, all that is they're wannabes. They didn't come up with it. Now they're going to ride a train of somebody else's idea.
You're right. What I fired back with in this live stream was, we don't care what everyone else is doing. We do our own thing. We kind of made it a trend. We made it huge. We started it. Now we're the ones ending it. If they want to continue to do it, then cool, they can.
Yep. But I do enjoy the Door Explorer backpack. I guess.
Yeah, I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. That is something that I could get behind.
When I first saw that come out, I was like, "Oh no, they didn't."
Ooh, now you know what's interesting? John Kane in the chat said, "What if it's all smoke?" What if? Now I'm going to be honest with you, John. I don't think that this coaching staff plays games like that. I'm just being honest, because, you know, Mario's not big on like doing a bunch of crazy stuff on Twitter and, you know, posting all these GIFs, but then not saying anything and trying to hype people up. So I would highly doubt it. But wouldn't that be funny if, like, they're like, all right, well, we're pulling the plug on the chain, and then either they bring out some crazy chain, like something unlike we've ever seen, or they bring out something brand new. They're like, you know, well, we told you guys we were getting rid of the chain, but we didn't say that we weren't going to have a turnover prop. Now, how funny would that be? We're just discussing it, guys. It's hypothetical here. How funny would you be mad?
No, I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I'd go with whatever the team wants.
That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna, whatever the heck they want to do, I'm behind it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but from what I'm gathering from Mario is he is all business.
Yep.
And I think that's what he wants out of his players is business. Go out and do the job.
And I think, to be honest with you, Eric, I think that Canes fans are just a little extra on edge right now, given the fact that everyone's on the edge of their seat waiting for this OC and DC hire. So I mentioned earlier in the stream that I think that a lot of Canes fans were expecting news on that, and instead we get hit with taking away the turnover chain. And I think that it actually, the reaction still would have been a lot of negativity, but it would have been a little dialed down if Canes fans weren't already so worked up and foaming at the mouth, refreshing Twitter, waiting for any little slice of information to come out. And that's just not what everyone expected to get hit with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking at it this way. I trust Mario, and if we're pulling these 5-star recruits like he's doing, and all of a sudden now we're on radars of other 5-stars that we never would have pulled or even talked to, I think the players that they're recruiting know who it's going to be, and they're keeping it hush.
I'm 100% right behind you, and I agree 100%. And even if I think if they don't know, they have a good idea of like one or two top guys that it's probably going to be.
Yeah, because the parents not going to, or the young athletes not going to jump it all in without having some inkling of something to go on.
Yep, 100%. And I see.
So that's why I'm not stressed. I mean, I trust him. I know he's going to pull some good people. I mean, look what he's doing recruiting right now.
Yeah,
so that's saying a lot.
I feel like right now you gotta let Mario and this staff do their thing. We've not had an opportunity to see what kind of product they're gonna put on the field. They've been here like a month. We got to give them some time and let them do what they're going to do. And Greg in the chat brings up an interesting point. He says, if the U were winning, would we be talking about this? Yes, I do believe so, Greg. I do believe that even if we still had, let's say we had a run last year, the turnover chain still carried the same amount of hype. Fans, were still all over it. I think that when you completely rebuild this coaching staff for the most part, I think that they still would have considered it. And I think that in the end, they would have pulled the plug on it either way. Just being honest. Whether we were winning games or not, I think that they would have pulled it.
Yeah, if we were winning games, I think the fan base would be even more like, what the hell?
Right, yeah. So, man, Eric, I was hoping you were going to get on here and argue with me and yell at me some.
Well, we have a lot of the same mind about stuff.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I'd love to get on here and be like, hey, let me play troll for a minute, but I can't do it.
I'm not that mean of a guy. Like, do people not like arguing with me? What's the deal? I know there's people in the chat that are pro turnover chain, like hardcore. I need to go on Twitter and just message some of these people that were, losing their mind over it and see if they'll call in.
Well, I think the Coach YouTube family were, for the most part, on the same page with a lot of stuff.
That's true. That's a good point.
So, I mean, you'll get your different, types of people through Twitter, through Instagram, and through YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just like, I have Twitter, but I barely get on that thing. I get.
Listen, as a regular Twitter user, a daily Twitter user, Twitter is an absolute cesspool, and I recommend, if you haven't already dove in, to not experience it.
Well, I'm getting random notifications from,
Am I right, guys?
100. Because I get these random, narcissistic women wanting all these guys to sweat all over them in there. I'm like, why am I getting this stuff?
Wait, you saying you got a bunch of girls sliding up in your DMs on Twitter?
No, not DMs, just notifications.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was about to say, dang it. Okay. He's trying to stay out of trouble. Now I know why he's not on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Eric, man.
I know you're gonna get some more calls. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find somebody that wants to disagree and argue a little bit. Apparently, there's an Oregon fan that wants to call in, and the chat is begging for me to let him on the line. So let's we can talk to him. We can see what he's got to say. So I appreciate you as always, Eric.
Hey, before I go, I'll be in Nashville again this year playing ball. So
okay.
Hopefully you ain't sick that time.
Yeah, hit me up, because last time obviously things were kind of weird, with everything going on.
Yeah.
So hit me up. I need to make an announcement. I didn't tell you guys. I'm gonna be participating in a thing that Uncle Lou has going on called the Slob Olympics, and I'm gonna be there. Uncle Lou is going to be there. I think BVD, who is a Tennessee Vols YouTuber, is going to be there. Pigskin Pete, who is a Clemson YouTuber, is going to be there.
I know Pigskin Pete.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
I like him, and I like Uncle Lou.
There's going to be like 8 to 10 YouTubers there. It's going to be in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which is about 30 to 40 minutes from my house. And we're doing this thing where we're like competing in events against each other. And anybody who wants to come, I'll drop some details later, can come hang out. Like we're going to like grab a bite to eat, hang out, drink, whatever, and then compete in some events. And it's going to take place over a 3-day span.
Oh, okay.
So I'll drop some details later. It's coming up in March, just as a heads up to everybody. So if you want to hang out with like me and Uncle Lou and Pigskin Pete and some other people, there'll be an opportunity to do it.
Nice. Make sure it's like not early March.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly when it is. They did it last year, and it was in Atlanta, and they had like 30 people show up or something. It was pretty cool. So.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
So Eric, once again, appreciate you, man, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon. We'll talk again.
All right, brother, man.
All right, have a good one, bro.
You too, buddy.
All right, bye-bye. So let me catch up on some things that I might have missed in the chat, and then we're going to get the Oregon fan in here, guys. So let's see what the Oregon fan has to say. LJ the Joker, what does he have to say? I love the turnover chain. I understand if they want to do away with it because it is the staple thing of Manny Diaz. However, they can't bring a new turnover prop out. You see how our fan base clowned all of the other turnover props. Fair. I do think it would be kind of weird. I just think it would be funny, but it would be kind of weird, right? We hit so big with the turnover chain, we would look like a bunch of fools if we tried to break out something new and it wasn't nearly as successful, right? Do we need to start a GoFundMe for the Miami jeweler? I don't know, Rory. I bet he's sad. He's big mad, right? What? They're not renewing? What do you mean? Canes football talk. What's up, man? Brandon Sanchez. Let's get the Oregon fan on here. Yo. I believe this might possibly be the Oregon Ducks fan.
Yes, sir. Yep.
What's up? So
yeah.
Let me see. What was your name in the chat again? Let me find
Mark
it.
is crazy.
Let me find it. Okay, Mark is crazy with the K. Gotcha. Okay, so you are going to come on here. You know you're surrounded by sharks at the moment. You're in a Miami Hurricanes live stream. You are going to openly say that you are an Oregon Ducks fan. Am I correct in saying that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we actually might have. We'll keep it brief, but we do have a couple of things to discuss.
Yes, sir. We do.
So obviously, numero uno here. How do you feel about losing Mario Cristobal to the Miami Hurricanes? Just be straight up.
It's a love-hate thing, I feel like, because I just don't like the way he left. He didn't finish our bowl game out. Like Dan Lanning, he's with us now. At least he finished his bowl games out and then came to us.
Mm-hmm.
He just got up, left everything, and went to y'all. I don't like that.
So I mean, before that, were you a fan of Mario?
Yeah, before. Yeah, hell yeah. Greatest recruiter Oregon has ever had.
I like to ask because a lot of fans do that thing where once a guy leaves and they're mad about it, they're like, I always hated that guy, and I'm like, no, you didn't. Come on now. So okay, okay. So what then? How do you feel about this turnover chain stuff with Miami fans being split?
This is an honest stream, right? This is honest. Like, you want to be completely honest.
That's why this is the Drama Llama stream, man. You got to be straight with me.
Fuck that chain. Y'all did nothing with the chain. Y'all never won a natty with. There's no history behind the chain. Fuck it. Just let it go.
Okay.
There's just forget about it. Fuck the chain.
I'm honestly the reason why I'm sitting here in silence is I'm waiting to see what the
chat says.
The chat says, yeah. I'm waiting. I'm kind of speechless. An Oregon fan comes in and he says, "F that chain." Okay, let me see. What's everybody thinking?
What did y'all do with it? Look, y'all was better without it. Y'all won how many natties without it? 5?
Yeah.
How many y'all went with it? None. Like shit. Fuck the chain. Shit.
I don't know. Maybe everybody else is at a loss as well. Nobody knows. I think it's because it's coming. I'm just being honest with you. It's because it's coming from an Oregon fan, not a Canes fan. So they're not really sure how to gauge it.
I will say this though, Chris Paul might be one of the greatest things that ever happened to y'all. Greatest recruiter, one of the best recruiters in college football.
Okay, I really do believe that and again, it's not all Canes fans, obviously. Yeah. But I feel like the fans that are overreacting to this, because people think I'm crazy. I don't say this stuff just to rile people up. I'm seeing these things online. There are a lot of Canes fans that are out there saying, F Mario Cristobal. Screw this guy. He messed up. There are other – okay, guys, I'm not calling anyone out, but I said I'm ready to argue tonight. There are other Miami Hurricanes YouTubers that have just as big of a following as me who have literally made videos, and they said, screw this coaching staff.
You know what I got?
Because they got rid of the turnover chain. They haven't played a single game yet.
Yep, they're fucking stupid. Because Cristobal will turn y'all around. I promise. I promise that. So if he came into Oregon and turned us around that quick, he'll do the same for Miami. And he's a Miami guy in the first place.
I just feel like that the fans have to respect the decision here, even if they disagree with it. And it's okay to voice their opinion that they disagree with it. But then you got to be like, all right, I trust these guys. Let them do their thing, and let's get behind them. And like I said, it's okay to be a little upset about it. I'm mostly referring to the people that are like, forget this stuff. I can't. Again, they feel like that they came in and they're just taking things away from us, and they can't believe it. And Cristobal knows nothing about this South Florida culture, and I can't believe he's doing this to us.
Yeah,
that's you gotta.
But Mario's a Miami guy. Like,
yeah.
And he's from Miami. Like, y'all got to give him a chance first. He hasn't even came in there and played his first game yet.
He came out in his introductory welcoming speech and answered some of the questions in Spanish.
Like, see,
you gotta. Right now, has Mario given us a reason, guys? I'm asking the Canes fans. Has he given you a reason to not trust him yet? It's impossible for him to, because he hasn't had an opportunity to even do anything yet. So you can't blindly trust someone, right? You got to set some expectations, and you got to say, we've got to at least accomplish this. But how can you throw all this shade on him and turn your back on him over something like a turnover prop? You see what I'm saying? That's so foreign and weird and odd to me. That's my thing.
Because that's true. And if I remember correctly, Miami fans were begging for Cristobal. If I remember correctly.
That's what I'm saying. And it's the same people that were begging for him and said, bro, if we could get Cristobal, like, he's number one on my list, but he ain't coming. He gets here. 3 weeks later, they announce they're getting rid of the turnover chain, and then they make a video saying F Mario Cristobal. Like, make up your mind.
Like, what? Like Mario Cristobal, he took California from USC and Arizona from Arizona and Arizona State. You know how hard that is?
Listen, right now, I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, if he came out and said, you know what, our first game of the year, I feel like the biggest advantage for us is that we're going to come out in purple uniforms. I guess I'm going to town and buying a purple shirt to wear for the game, all right? Until he proves to me otherwise that he doesn't have what it takes to take us to the next level, I'm rocking with whatever he wants to do right now.
Oh yeah.
Now that was a little extreme, okay? Please, purple, no, orange and green, baby. All right, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me, bro. And again, a lot of people here. Eric, the last caller, brought up a good point that a lot of fans in this specific community on the Coach Coop channel are a lot of like-minded individuals, because you're going to attract, people who have a similar mindset. You won't always agree, but there's not a lot of people here that jump to extremes like that. Like I said, but I promise you guys, those of you that aren't on Twitter, that don't go on the Hurricanes forums, that don't scroll through the Miami Facebook pages, I promise you it's a very large group of fans that feel this way. 100% it is. I could pull up Twitter right now. If I weren't scared of scrolling through and boobies and butts popping up, I would do it. But Twitter, like I said, is crazy. It's the Wild West. I could scroll through, and within 2 seconds, I could show you a Canes fan that is just typing in all caps, I hate Mario Cristobal. I can't believe he's done this to us.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Over a chain that won no natties.
And the thing is, I'm not even hating on the chain. Like I said, I liked it.
I didn't like the chain in the first one because, look, you could be down 20 points and get an interception. You'd be celebrating on the sideline because you got a chain. Like, but you're losing the game by 20 points. Like, there's just I don't know. I don't know.
I just personally, I don't want to downplay its role in recruiting, because the recruits love taking the pictures in the bling bling. I would too.
Mm-hmm.
But I just still, I always go back to the fact that I don't necessarily believe that it plays that big of a role during the game as a positive or a negative.
That's true.
Right? If a guy still gets a pick, what's he going to do? He's going to run to the sideline. Everybody's going to be slapping his helmet, headbutting him. Everybody's celebrating. And then you get ready for the next set of downs. The only difference is, he gets a little bit of limelight. He throws on the Cuban links. They might throw him on ESPN or something like that. But it doesn't determine the outcome of the game. We weren't winning or losing because of it. No matter what, I'll always come back to that. Could it provide a small amount of extra motivation? Sure. But at the end of the day, games have been won without turnover props. There was an era, a time when none of this was even a thing. We'll be fine.
Yeah, And somebody in the chat made a good point. Why don't you just give them a sticker on their helmet like Ohio State does?
I like that idea. I know that I
that'd-
preach about doing our own thing and making our own way, but I actually just kind of think it looks sick when you see a guy almost like he's decked out or fully decorated. You know, he's done a lot. You know, if he had a bunch of U's on his helmet or whatever it is they decide to use. I like that idea. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is fire. Wow.
So all right, man.
Yeah,
from an Oregon fan. Says F the chain. Okay.
Yep, good talking to you, bro.
All right. Hey, man. Appreciate you calling in. Hey, I'll be straight up with you. We're all one big happy college football family here, so I don't know if you're new. Have you been?
I'm new.
You're new? Okay. Well, listen, we welcome fans of all college football teams. Now, if we ever play Oregon, listen, bro. Okay.
I'll be sure to call.
Listen, it's on. Okay. But otherwise, and you're still welcome here. It's just there's gonna be a little extra, a little back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But
I'll be talking to in the chat. It ain't no hard feelings.
But otherwise, we're just here to have fun, man. We're just here. I'm here to entertain and for everyone to just have a good time. So I appreciate you calling.
All right. Hell yeah. Good talk to you.
All right. Have a good one.
Sure.
Bye-bye. Okay. All right. The Oregon fan says F that chain. Okay. Purple is my type. Purple? You guys like the purple idea? Okay. Maybe we'll rock the purple unis. Who's game one? What's game one for the Canes? I don't remember. We rocking the purple unis? Are you still planning to have John Ruiz on the show? I am. I think it got a little lost in the sauce, Be-Do Miami, because if you remember, give me just a second, Bergie. Sorry. If you remember, the Ruiz family actually touched base with me. Then I messaged them back, both John Ruiz and Alex. I did that video on the $10 million worth of NIL deals. John Ruiz reached out to me and he was like, Coop, thank you, man. Like putting positivity out there for the Canes and for our company and the NIL deals. And I was like, hey, no problem. If you ever want to introduce yourself and the family, maybe do some stadium talk, some NIL talk on the channel, the fans would love to meet you. He said, let's line it up. Literally the next day, he gets bombarded with all these different places wanting him to come on their shows, radio shows, big-time shows, places that are much bigger than the Coach Coop YouTube channel. And I believe that we'll still be able to get them on because I have several connections with other people that contact them, and I've already touched base with John and Alex and all of them. So I think we'll get them on. It just may be a little bit further down the road than what I anticipated. So hopefully we'll still be able to get them on, though. My man, Bergie, what's up?
What's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Long time no talk to you.
I am doing absolutely amazing, and I hope that you're doing the same.
I am. I'm doing good. Hey, just so you know, I changed my name in the chat, so yeah, I know you don't see it anymore.
Undercover. Okay.
No. I just because I don't know, because I have my name on Xbox as well, and I just wanted to tie my name with that and everything together. So now it's under Adam Atlas.
I feel you.
See it.
For the longest time, man, I've got a confession to make. This is late. Yeah. This is late night Coop. This is drama llama time. Okay. For the longest time, my username on all my stuff when I was dating my wife was my wife's name, and then I said lover, and then it was 69.
Oh God.
So it was always awkward because I would boot up my Xbox, and I had my girl at the time would have been my girlfriend's name, and it ended in 69. And then like if my mom was in the room or someone else, I'm like, oh. I just picked two random numbers, like it just happened to be 6 and 9.
Sure, because she has no idea what you're talking about.
And I rolled with that for a long time. I was like, you know what? I'm like 28 years old. I need to change that. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just wanted to change my stuff and just tie a lot of my other things together. So I went with that, and that's where it's been since the new year, part of the New Year's resolution, a new and bigger, better me.
I got you. So one more time, what did you say the YouTube name was?
Oh, Adam Atlas, ATOM ATLAS.
Okay. Because I'm not going to lie, you might have to remind me a couple times because I'll probably forget.
That's cool.
Don't you guys be laughing at my Xbox username in the chat. Don't be putting LOLs.
Well, I took Adam because Adam actually is part of my name. That's my real middle name. So
okay. Gotcha.
Threw that in there. Yeah,
all right. So, well then, can I still call you Bergie, or do you want me to call you Adam Atlas?
You can call me whatever you want to call me, dude.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
So, my man Bergie, a.k.a. Adam Atlas in the chat.
Yeah.
Are you coming on here to argue, to
No,
fight over this?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I just kind of tuned on. I didn't even see you were on. I just got home like about a few minutes ago, and I came online and I saw you were there. So I was like, you know what? Let me get on here. And then the line opened up. I thought I'd call in, and you picked up. So
Perfect.
Here I am.
My idea tonight was to basically give everyone an opportunity to, I'm just being blunt and honest, to just argue about this, speak their mind, get it off their chest if they're for it, not for it. You know, whether you want to make a big deal out of it or not, doesn't matter.
Are you talking about the chain?
Yes. So then
Okay,
after today, we could move on from it and focus on other things that are more important.
Gotcha. All right. Well, me personally, I'm all for letting it disappear. I just let it go. I don't care. You know, somebody put a stat up I was reading today earlier about when we first introduced it. I believe it was 2017, and we were tied for a third in the country in takeaways. I think we had 31 that year. And ever since that year, we've been on a steady decline and reverted backwards and have been worse and worse every year. This past year, finishing at, 118th in the country with 11 takeaways. And, you know, look, I'm not totally against the idea of the chain and the fun that it brought. I mean, let's face it, it did.
Yeah.
But when you start bringing the chain out when we're down by multiple scores and it's late in the fourth quarter and we're got no chance to win, but yeah, let's bust out the chain and pose for the camera and laugh and carry on and just make ourselves look ridiculously stupid, that's where the novelty wore off. And this past season, we saw that more on the downside than we did the upside, and it just killed it. You know, I mean, it really just killed it completely. And I don't know, I'm glad it's done. I mentioned in the chat, I want to sever ties with anything that was attached from Manny completely.
Fair.
Whether it be coaches and everything. I mean, you know, me and you have talked about this before, that let's just clean the whole staff out and start anew.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're kind of on that way. So,
because you were one of the ones that was big on getting a new strength and conditioning guy, correct?
Yep, and
okay.
we got it.
I remember having that conversation with you, and I want to bring up real quick because somebody's trying to fire back at your opinion here with the turnover chain, and someone said, so that's all the chain's fault. Now I'm going to say this, and then you tell me if I'm correct.
That's exactly what I said, right? I said it's the chain's fault. Come on.
I'm not speaking for Bergie, but I don't think at all that's what he's saying, and I don't think most Canes fans are saying that. We're just saying that a lot of people were saying it looked silly to be, again, as he said, let's say there's 2 minutes left in the fourth. Miami's down 42-3. We get a turnover, and we're posing with the chain, the cameras, and celebrating and stuff. But not saying that the chain,
you make
literally,
yourselves look ridiculous.
Literally, guys, the chain, like I've said this so many times, the chain plays no part in winning or losing. It could potentially give a little bit of extra hype or motivation to the players. I fully agree and understand that. But it did not decide any of these games. If we won or lost.
The person is still going on about it, and you know, when somebody's just like reaching so hard for a troll angle, there's no way to get through to them. So you just let them speak their piece and let them keep going on making no sense.
But and it is okay if people disagree. I want them to speak their mind.
Everybody's entitled. This is America. You're entitled to whatever opinion you want to have.
America.
America, exactly. So you can be, you know, you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to say that your opinion's wrong. You know, I mean, that's
so then.
What it is. But no,
what do you think about the people who? Because people throw this at me a lot. Because I made a video 2 days ago that outlined, well, people say this, and then I would counter their argument, and a lot of people in my comment section said, well, I think that we should only break it out when we're winning or when X amount of circumstances is in play. How do you feel about that argument? Now, again, this is all pointless because it's already gone. I get it, but I just kind of want to see where people stand.
I'm in favor of just it disappearing. I mean, does it matter what it is when you do something good? I mean, you can do anything at that point. We didn't we? All right, well, let me ask you this. Didn't we do the touchdown rings? Wasn't that supposed to do something when we did something good, not when we did something bad?
Yeah.
I mean, where's the line of what's good and what's bad? I mean, do we do it now? We have to wait until certain points of the game and then bring it out, and just get rid of all the gimmicks. I mean, wasn't it Coach Maryville that made the quote saying, look, it's gone, we're done, we're ready to play football.
Yep, it was.
That's what I want to see. And look, if down the line, let's say, a year, 2 years from now, we put a solid couple of seasons together, we're doing good, and then we want to go ahead and reintroduce something once we get some momentum going, I can understand that. But right now, we just got to get the foundation reset. We got to get everything else, a lot of other things put in place, get those underway. And let's just get back to playing football and getting on the winning side of things, because it's been too long already. Yep,
and I couldn't agree more with your statement. That's exactly what I said, was that I feel like you got to be in or you're out with it. There's no reason to sit here and juggle all these specific scenarios and circumstances and stuff, because that's just a lot of unnecessary work, and at that point, just drop it if you're going to go that route. Which we did, but we're just, kind of hypothetical here.
Yeah, my big thing that I'm excited about right now is what's going on with strength and conditioning. That seems to be the big talk from a lot of recruits that have come over this past weekend, and players that are here, is that Aaron Feld's energy and the way he does things is just like a breath of fresh air compared to what we just had. And again, I'm not trying to look down on Feely by any means, but I like what I'm hearing from what Aaron Feld is bringing to the table. And look, is Aaron Feld the best S&C guy in the country? Absolutely not. But he's a lot better than what we just had, and I think we'll be a lot more better prepared mentally and physically come game time because of him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bergie. You still there, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do you a favor, okay?
Go ahead.
You like Aaron Feld. You wanted to move on from Feely, bring in a new strength and conditioning guy. I'm going to do my best Aaron Feld impression for you, okay?
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm not going to be able to hear you. I'm going to take my earbuds out, okay?
Go ahead.
I'll be right back. Hold on, guys. I'm going to give you my best Aaron Feld impression, okay? Let's go, guys. You got to feel those sleeves. It's time to get juicy. Juicy. Let's go. All right, what do you think? What do you think?
No, that was pretty good, minus the filling the sleeves part.
Hold on. I can't hear you. Was that good?
Yeah, it was good. I said minus the filling the sleeves part.
Whew, I feel a little lightheaded. Is that normal?
Yeah, when you actually lift something, that happens.
Man, so what are those, 5 pounds? Whew. All right.
Is that like the hardest workout you've had in a few years, or what?
Probably the last, let's see, I don't know, 12 to 15 years maybe, yeah. I'm sweating for real. Like, I'm sweating under my hat. What the heck, man? Okay.
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, to me, that's what I'm most excited about, is to see what kind of condition we're going to be in come the beginning of the season. Because we got a lot of young guys that are that can really benefit from what Feld can bring to the table. I mean, you look at guys like Leonard Taylor, James Williams, and some of the other the recruits that we just got in. I think with what this guy does, it's really going to show, a year, 2 years from now.
Yeah, and what
we'll go ahead.
What I was just going to say, that what I love is, for those of you that aren't super familiar with Aaron Feld, a lot of what he's about is, trying to think of how to put this. He carries he wants you to carry that same energy in the weight room that you do on the field. So you're going through, you're doing your workouts, safely and effectively and following the proper technique, but you're kind of moving through things quickly, right? If you're going from one station to a next, you're jogging, it's high energy. And I really love that a lot about this guy.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard from preliminary reports, from things that come out, is that he really makes you feel good about yourself going through your workouts, where you've heard, other people say that, with Feely, it felt like you were like put in punishment. And, I mean, I don't know. You don't want to make it sound like you're insulting Feely, but I've read too much stuff over the past year or so about the way he goes about doing things, which is why, when I've talked to you in the past about it, that I felt we really needed a change there. And, I'm glad we did make the change. I'm glad what we have now. And, I like what this guy's bringing to the table thus far. I mean, obviously we got a long ways to go yet. We still got to get to spring camp. We got to get to fall camp.
Yep.
I want to see what he's going to be able to do with the guys over the summer as well. Obviously, and it has to come down to the recruits too. Well, I should say the players too. We can talk about the coaches all we want, but the players themselves have to want to be, have to want it.
Yep.
We have to have the players that want to be committed the way that, I'm hoping that most of the fans want to see these players committed. And that's why I'm glad that, we've seen the purge that we've had over this past off season with a lot of players that are no longer with us.
So
I'm not saying they're bad people, but, we needed to make a change there with personnel.
So what you're saying here is players who are not at Miami purely for the turnover chain.
Well, I'm not going to say it exactly like that, but yeah, I don't want people here that are just for the rah-rah sis boom bye. I want people here that really believe that they got a shot at being a first-round draft pick.
Yep.
And are willing to do everything possible to work their way up to it.
Agreed, my man.
That's what I want to see. And maybe, hopefully, one day soon we'll have an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator as well. I mean,
yep. Hopefully.
Sorry to take a jab there.
It's breaking news. Mario Cristobal gets rid of the turnover chain and also announces he will be the OC and DC. Triple duty.
Look, I trust in what the guy's doing, but
he just flips the sheet over. One side is offense, one side's defense. He just flips it over.
He gets that. Remember the thing that Enos had, that piece of paper that he kept flipping back and forth.
Don't get me started.
It looks like it. The impression. How do I want to say this? It gives the impression that it's taking a long time because we're not used to seeing somebody take their time and do their due diligence. Keep in mind, we got burned pretty hard when Rick left, and we hired Manny. An hour and a half later, it seemed like, and it was like, we all ragged big time. Why didn't we take our time? Why didn't we do this? Why did we do? Well, here we are now. We're taking our time, and people are ragging and complaining.
I've said it, and I love Miami Hurricanes fans. We're all family. But, man, we will argue and complain about anything and everything. Yeah. Oh, geez. It's wild, man. It's wild. I love it.
Let me ask you this. Remember, there was all the talk right before Mario got hired that if Mario gets hired, Alonzo Highsmith's going to come with him, and he's going to be the director of football. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you believe that if Alonzo would have got hired within a few weeks, people would have been crabbing and crying about something he did too?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%. What we do.
I brought up some tweets earlier. There are Canes fans that are going one-on-one with Alonzo Highsmith on Twitter about the chain stuff because he's all about getting rid of it. And he's very vocal about it on Twitter, and they're going back and forth with him.
Which to me is surprising that, someone of Highsmith's caliber would get into a Twitter spat with people. But
it's weird times, man.
If he's enjoying himself, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
So
it's all right. Bergie, I appreciate you. Always a great conversation, my man. I hope that you loved the Aaron Feld impersonation. There's more of those to come in the future. 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely, buddy. It was good talking to you, man, and we'll do this again soon, buddy. You take care of yourself.
Good. You have a good night, man.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Coop, I thought you were in your 30s. I didn't know you were under 30. Oh, wait, what? What? No, I'm 32. Cypher says, what a gun show. You're absolutely welcome. I hope this video does not get demonetized. Fresh says that Coop is his crush. Man. Appreciate you, bro. Mel says it's not the chain. It was the losing we all had a problem with. I mean, I get it, Mel. I do. I seen where T2Y put up a video that Brian McClendon might go to Georgia, and we just hired him. Does anyone know anything about this? Holy crap, I almost forgot to touch on this, guys. Hold on. Let me turn off the phone line for a second. So there is some information out there that you're going to see floating around on social media about Brian McClendon. Now, you guys, well, at least I would assume that you know that Brian McClendon is. Hold on. Let me make sure that. What was the other thing I was going to? Okay, never mind. We'll get to that after this. Brian McClendon, as you know, is currently co-DC and wide receivers coach for Miami. Now, he came over from Oregon. Obviously, he's been here a very short time, and it is rumored that he might now be going to Georgia. I do not think that will actually happen. Now, I don't have any kind of source on this. I'm not making a prediction. I do think that Georgia will reach out to him. However, I don't think that he is their number one target. Co-OC? What did I say? Who knows what the heck I said? What did I call him? Co-OC and wide receivers coach is what I meant to say, but I might have said, DC, my bad. Yeah, no, not DC, not co-defensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator. My bad, guys. Thank you. Co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach. That'd be a weird combo, right? I'm co-DC and wide receivers coach. I coach both sides of the ball, right? So I think that Brian McClendon will be contacted by Georgia, but I think realistically he's like number 3 or 4 on their list. Just being honest. It wouldn't be uncommon for someone to poach some Miami Hurricanes coaches. I think that they would reach out to him. But I know, Coop, Georgia just won a national championship and all these various different arguments, but McClendon is from Oregon, recently just accepted the job at Miami. Probably dude is still just getting settled in. I don't know about then him moving from the beaches and the sunshine, just getting settled in. These big things happening for Miami. He's working with Cristobal. And then all of a sudden he says, you know what? I'm going to pack my bags. Let's move again. I'm going to Georgia. I personally don't see it. I'm not going to say it's impossible because nothing's impossible. Do I think that they contact him? Yeah, I do. I think they contact him, but I don't think he's their number one target, and I don't think he takes the job. And I'll go out there and say that right here on this live stream, 100%. Coop, do you think we will at least have the best record in Florida this season? Joseph, I'll say this. We should. There's no reason why we shouldn't have the best record. Boy, this is a whole nother live stream if we start talking about the expectations for Mario Cristobal and his staff and this team in 2022. I think it's a little early to do that. Obviously, the expectation is always going all the way, national championship. But I think after spring ball and we kind of get a better idea of everyone that signs with Miami, we kind of get a feel for who the OC and DC officially is. Some other things fall into place. Then we can say that for sure, Joseph. But I think that even with it being year one, we should be possibly competing to be the best team in Florida, and we should be competing for the ACC championship. And yes, I said that 100%. Coop, what I'd like to do, guys, here's how we're going to wrap it up. We've been live for how long? How long we've been live? 2 hours? We've been live for 2 hours. Jeez, it feels like it's been 30 minutes, guys. We'll end with just kind of, let's just ask any questions that you guys might have, because I've not done a live stream in like 2 months. So any questions that you guys might have, pop them in the chat. If it is something I'm familiar with or know about, I'll answer it. If not, then I'll dive deeper or we'll find somebody that knows. I want to thank everyone who was here for the first Drama Llama call-in show. Basically what I'm doing, I'm starting in 2022 a series of live streams called the Drama Llama Show. If this llama is on the screen, y'all didn't even notice him, did you? You didn't even notice him. If this llama is on the screen, we are keeping it 100% blunt and real. And I mean, I know some people can say, well, Coop, that's how we always do. But I'm talking, if you want to call in, you want to speak your piece, you want to rip into me or discuss a very hot topic, let's do it. We're down for anything when the llama is on the screen for the Drama Llama streams. All right? You hope I'm right? I think we're okay. I think we're okay, man. I don't think McClendon is leaving. I don't. BMAC went to school at Georgia, and apparently his wife wants to go back to Georgia. And I mean, Adam Atlas, again, I'm not going to say never. I'm not going to say impossible. But I just, what a weird move that would be. To come down to Miami, be here for like a month, and then accept the same job at Georgia? Because Georgia's offering him the same thing, right? At the very least, I know they're offering him wide receiver coach. But is Georgia even offering code OC? Because I don't think they are, at least not at this time. But maybe they throw that in. Maybe they try to sweeten the deal if they do want him. If he goes from that number 3 or 4 guy to their top target, right? Coop, heard anything about the new 5-star linebacker that decommitted from, I think it was Texas A&M? Seen some stuff on Twitter, but really don't know what's happening. Yes. So I would love to get a linebacker transfer, 100%. Do I think there's any interest there for Miami? Probably not. Just being honest. Let's see. He was on Miami campus this past weekend. Wait, who was? Who was, Fez? I might have missed the previous. Oh, you're talking about Dennis Thurman. I got you. Are you going to do the simulations on NCAA 14? Yes. So I am 100% this summer. We'll do the 2022 Miami Hurricanes simulated season. I have a solution for the issues that we had last year. It's something that I really enjoy doing. If you're new here, what we do is we fire up NCAA 14 with improved graphics and up-to-date rosters, and we simulate one game a week every Friday night, the entire Miami Hurricane season, and we see how far they can go. And we treat it like a real game. We sit back, we watch it. I have it up on the screen, and we react to it. We crank the siren whenever they score touchdowns. It's just for fun. Some people get really pissed that I do those, and I don't understand where the hate comes from. It's just for fun. It gets us talking about college football in June, Miami Hurricanes, watching the simulated players take the field, and I think it's a good time. We had some issues in 2021 with it freezing because it's played through an emulator, and I was running the emulator on the same PC I was streaming from. I'm going to have a dual PC set up this summer. It shouldn't be an issue. We should have zero problems. So, yes, the simulations will be happening. Did you get my DM about going out to Vegas? Huh? I did not. I need to check my DMs, Be-Do Miami. I'll try to do that after this stream. I can't guarantee I'll remember, but I'll try. It was on Twitter, I'm guessing. What about your Christmas tree? Okay, so, Jordan, we need to do a poll right quick before we wrap up this stream. Should Coop take down his palm tree Christmas tree? Yes or no? Should I take it down? Because here's my thing. I'm going to poll you guys. A poll is about to pop up on the top of the chat. I was going to take it down, but it's kind of like, it's like some accent lighting, right? Like it's some mood lighting. And I feel like that when you look at that, I don't think Christmas tree. Do you? Like maybe we should just leave it up all year. What do you think? Vote in the poll. Let me know. Yes or no. Should we get rid of the palm tree Christmas tree? What if I told you it was just a palm tree with lights? And then on December 1st, it then becomes a Christmas tree. And then starting on the day after Christmas, it's just a palm tree with lights again. What do you think? Do you think we could get away with that? I don't know. I think it looks good, man. Look at that. Because then if I remove it, there's just a bare spot on the wall. You know what I mean? What do you vote in the poll? Vote in the poll. Let me see what you guys think if we should get rid of it. Traveling Fools coming through with the 3 months Canes fan membership. My good friends, what does Traveling Fools have to say? I think you should put a turnover chain as the tree topper just to troll everyone. You know what's funny, Traveling Fools? Or not funny, depending on who you are. I actually thought about wearing this just to mess with people during this stream. Just to make people think that I'm like the biggest hypocrite in the world. Like literally my title is the turnover chain needed to go. And then I wore this through the entire stream, literally just to mess with people. Even though I've already made my stance known, but I thought about it, but then I was like, no, man, you know what? A lot of people can't take a joke these days, so I probably shouldn't do it. You know, I probably shouldn't. Traveling Fools, I was letting everyone know about the Slob Olympics. I think that you guys are going to be there, right? And it's taking place like half an hour from my house. So I'll be there. Uncle Lou will be there. Pigskin Pete will be there. possibly BVD. So it'd be really cool if I could meet up with you guys. I hope you're going to be there. Send it out with the turnover chain. Well, here's the problem, guys. My outro still has the turnover chain. So forgive me, okay? I haven't had time to change it yet. So when the outro plays, it's literally, oh gosh. It's literally going to be the turnover chain. Oh boy. Okay. Raja Mia says all year. Okay. Could change the color. We could put new lights, but man, those things are wrapped on there tight, man. It came with those lights out of the box. So maybe we could change the lights. I don't know. We'll see. If you guys didn't notice, we're just small talking here, guys, to wrap this thing up. So I have little lights that are down by the wall. I don't know if you guys can see them. Can you see that? That I can change like colors of. We can do white. We can do blue. We could do red. I just like little mood lighting and accent lighting. But I actually got this new little thing. Can you guys see that above my head, the rainbow? That is actually an RGB IC light, which is as far as I know, somewhat kind of a new technology. It's not regular like LED RGB lights. So what's cool about them is, check this out. I have an app on my phone that lets me change individual colors on this thing. So like, let's say you guys are like, you know what, Coop, every time Miami scores, we need to see some police lights going. Look at that. That's pretty sick, right? I'm still kind of learning how to use this thing, but I think it's pretty cool. Or we could be like, you know what? Let's do just orange and green. Look at that. Pretty sick, right? There's some wild ones. You can sit here. There's like a whole app for it. What's another one? There was a really cool one where it like builds up, stacking. Here we go. Check this out. It'll stack up as one color. Then it will go away. We're talking about the light just right over the top of my head here. It fills up, empties, and then starts a new color. It's pretty neat. It's something that I realize that, this doesn't actually have any kind of impact on the stream. I realize it's not Miami related, but I just thought it was kind of cool. Don't do the police light. Might freak out the Noel fans in attendance. You're right. We don't want to run them off, right? Put orange and green lights on the tree. That's a good idea. Traveling, you might. You guys know Traveling Fools? They're good people, man. We got Noel Squad in the building. We sure do. That's a llama, not a goat. Wait, who thought it was a goat? Who thought this was a goat? Did someone in the chat think that was a goat? Hold on a minute. No way. Somebody thought that was a goat. Where at, bro? I don't see nobody thinking it was a goat. Did you think it was a goat? Bro, that's the drama llama. I don't see anybody talking about no goat. I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind. But yeah, that's going to be the thing, guys. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's stream. After tonight, I really don't want to talk about the turnover chain, man. I don't. I'm serious. I got it all off my chest. I made my points. If you missed the beginning of the stream when I went over all my points, just roll it back once this uploads. Once again, the one thing I'll say is that I was not necessarily hardcore pro or con turnover chain. I just said whatever this coaching staff and the players want to do, I will get behind it. They pulled the plug on it, so I'm behind it. It is what it is. I do think Shamar Stewart will be a Miami Hurricane. Yes, I do agree. No, Coop, don't take down the tree. Thank you, Greg. I think we should keep it. I like Kane's football talk idea of hanging orange and green lights. What was the poll? 68% of you say that Coop should keep up his palm tree Christmas tree. It's been decided. Let's leave it. So just keep in mind, guys, that I am going to keep these shows going. I like to entertain. I like to be a little goofy, and I do things differently than everyone else. So whenever you see Drama Llama Show in the title, that means that the stream is going to be full of drama. Now, when I say drama, I mean football drama. I'm not all about, beefs between people and IRL drama. It's going to be football related, but it's going to be a hot topic. It's going to be drama filled, and there's going to be some arguing and some people butting heads. And that's okay. That's the point. When the drama llama is out, no one is allowed to hold back. You got to be straight up, blunt, and honest. Get everything off your chest. Now, tonight, it wasn't that dramatic, I don't think. Do you guys think it was? Most people agreed with keeping the chain, and those that didn't want to keep it were understanding as to why they pulled it and weren't super confrontational. But I've got some future streams planned, some drama llama shows planned that are going to get heated. So just keep that in mind.
Hoping for a big feb, big time commits, and 2 home run coordinators.
Go. Wouldn't that be a way to finish that out, Rocky Top Kane? Some big time commits, huge splash higher OC, splash higher DC. That would be huge. Right, Rocky Top Kane? Big time. Man, thank you so much for showing me some love with the $5 donation, man. It feels good to be back doing streams again. I've missed you guys. The videos are fun, but it's not the same as doing the streams. So just keep in mind, future reference, Drama Llama Show. Tell your friends, tell your family that those are the hot topic debate shows where we're going to get into it and we're going to butt some heads. And I will purposely bring in some hot topics to the streams so that way they're heated. I think the animal is a white-furred giraffe. Hey, Moonlight Umbreon. Hold on. I got to show Moonlight Umbreon. Whoever thought that was a goat, kick him out of here. There's no way anybody thought that was a goat. There's no way. The longer you look at it, the longer the Coop and the Drama Llama are starting to look alike. What? Hold on. Maybe. I kind of see it, and that upsets me. Moonlight Umbreon. I got a new Umbreon card in my collection. Guys, let me geek out for 2 seconds and show off a new card that I got in my Pokemon collection. Okay, Moonlight Umbreon will appreciate this, even if no one else does. And then we're calling it a night. All right? Man, I love you guys. You guys are so fun to be around. Check this out, man. I added a new Umbreon to my collection. Check it out, bro. What do you think? I know it's kind of hard to see because of the lighting. CGC9. Look at that thing, man. Umbreon EX. What do you think? What do you think? If there's one thing that you guys ever take away from Coach Coop live streams and videos that's outside of football, little life lesson from Coop, is to always be yourself and like the things that you want to like, regardless of what anyone else's opinions are. And I'll tell you why. Because when you get older, I know Coop's only 32. What's he doing trying to give me advice? When you get older and you realize that you didn't actually like those things, that you were just pretending to fit in with everyone else, you're going to be very upset with yourself. Like the things that you want to like, things that you get an enjoyment out of, go for it. Enjoy those hobbies. Right? I get made fun of for liking Pokemon all the time. There are people that tell me that I have zero football knowledge because I like Pokemon. What does having a hobby have to do with liking or knowing about football? What are you talking about? Bro. So don't let anyone dictate or tell you what you should and should not like. That's the stupidest thing ever. Like what you want to like. Enjoy life, man. It's super short. Too short. So we're going to wrap it up on that, guys. Greg Bush coming through with the big fat $10 donation, my man, as we wrap up this stream. I'm going to let the robot lady read out Greg's message, and then we're going to call this thing a
This
night.
is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Looking forward to a huge February.
Let's go.
Goo Coop and Goo Canes.
I like how the robot lady said Goo Coop. Greg, thank you so much for showing me love, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the first ever Drama Llama live stream. If you're watching this VOD after the fact, make sure that you leave your opinion in the comment section on this video once it uploads. I spoke my piece, and I hope that you had the opportunity to do the same. If I didn't read out your message, I promise I'm reading them. I'm reading them as they're scrolling through the chat. All right? Now, once again, don't hate that this has a turnover chain in it, okay? I literally, guys, I have not had time to update it, okay? So, yes, the turnover chain is in my outro for a stream of me saying that I'm okay with the turnover chain leaving, okay? This looks so hypocritical. I'll see you guys later this week for some more videos at the very least, and then we'll get some regular streams going every week again now that I'm feeling 100%. So thank you guys for all the love tonight. Daniel Reagan with the top dono with the $20. Greg with the 10. Rocky Top Kane 904 with the 5. Traveling Fools re-upping the Canes fan membership. Michael Quezada with the sub. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the family. King Leo VT with the 5. Willie Dixie with the 2, or Dixon, excuse me. And Hype Central with the $1.99, and David with the 30 months Canes fan membership. You know what I want to see you guys do? You know what I want to see you do as the outro is playing? I want to see you put in the chat Shamar Stewart to the U. I feel it, baby. I feel it. Oh, and I'm feeling good about it. Peace out, guys. Love you guys. Have a good night. Yo, like for real though, someone thought that the Drama Llama was a goat? What? Really? A goat?